Hi guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name's Camila and I make lifestyle content across Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and more. I wanted to talk about how much I charge brands for collaborations on Instagram with the follower count that I have, which is just over 4,500 followers. I've had the account for a few years now, I believe about 3 years. Over the years, I believe to have built a pretty strong community on Instagram. When I first started posting on Instagram, I was not really able to charge brands a significant number at all. In fact, for probably the first even like 2 years, I wasn't really charging brands anything for posts. I was doing a lot of gifted collabs and I was accepting a lot of collaborations just on a barter basis in exchange for like posting reels for them. I would just get free products until I realized that it was just no longer worth it to do. I could actually charge a good amount of money for just one reel or post or even story. Over time, my niche has shifted and changed a little bit. In the beginning of my Instagram account, I was posting a lot of beauty, hair, and just self-care content. Over time, that kind of shifted more into like the lifestyle space. And even today, it's shifting once again now that I'm pregnant. I'm about 6 months pregnant now. I'm just entering my 3rd trimester in the next like 2 to 3 weeks. Just with like the different life changes I've been going through in the last few years and months, my content also does change. And that also affects the type of collaborations that you do and accept with brands. So currently, a lot of the brands that I'm looking to collaborate with either fall into some kind of lifestyle space or niche like home, kitchen. I'll still do beauty or self-care. I have 2 dogs, so I can consider like pet or animal collabs. I would love to do more fashion collabs, but those don't really come to me because I don't really post a lot of fashion. And then of course, anything in the mom, kid, or baby space, I would love to do more of and see more of in the future. So let's kind of just dive right into the numbers of what I currently charge with just over 4,500 followers on Instagram. When you're setting your rates for brands, you always want to know what the deliverables are because this is going to affect how much you're going to charge. Do they want you to post 1 reel or 1 carousel? Or is that maybe 2 or 3 reels or 2 or 3 carousel sets? If a brand was asking me for more than maybe 1 reel, and they were doing maybe like a bulk order, I may potentially offer like some discounts in there. If it's purely an organic reel, meaning they're not spending any ad spend behind that post or boosting or any whitelisting behind that post, my typical rate would fall anywhere between $200 to $300 USD. And I do want to just like keep that range in there because there are so many other factors too, depending on what brand it is. Is it a small brand, medium, or big? If it's a larger brand, I may want to get away with a larger budget. If I can tell that they're a very small, like local business, I may go closer to the smaller budget or the $200 like range. It's really up to you on what you want to charge, but definitely consider who the brand is, how big they are, how established they are, and their budget. If they're giving you deliverables for that reel where the video is on the longer end, so closer to 60 seconds, maybe they're not providing any kind of material that will help you, like a script, which will make you do more work. Maybe you want to charge on the higher end of that range. So there's not one set number that is just flat across the board for collaborations. You always want to consider, once again, who the brand is, how big they are, how established they are, what the video deliverables look like, how long is the video, are they providing a script, are you doing some kind of voiceover, or does it require you to maybe go out of your way to maybe visit a location, so it's like in person, or can you do it from the comfort of your own home? Because if it is somewhere where you have to actually drive there, you want to also consider time and money spent in doing that. In the past, if collaboration did require me to actually drive to a destination, I typically will always just like add on maybe like $50 for a commute. I've done that when I've had to drive longer than like 30 minutes or 1 hour, I'll just like add on $50 for gas. And I think that's totally reasonable because you should not be doing anything for free as the content creator. Now that doesn't go over like stories. If they also want to add on a few story sets or even one story, you can charge anywhere from $25, $50 to $100 per story. Personally, I have never charged too much for stories. I typically charge anywhere from $25 to $50 USD per story. 25 is definitely on the low end. 50 I'm more comfortable with, and if I can go higher than that, once again, if it's a larger brand, maybe I can get away with $75 or $100. I typically quote everything in USD because that is just the universal currency that most people work with, and a lot of brands are US based. And if I'm working with a Canadian brand, because I am from Toronto, I'll always do the conversion kind of in my head and then charge accordingly based on that. So if I wanted to charge a brand originally $200 USD, but they're a Canadian brand, I may quote them $275 or $300 Canadian. And once again, this is for organic posts. So these are posts where the brand is not putting any ad spend, there's no boosting, there's no whitelisting behind that post. If they were to put ad spend behind the post, it would reach much higher audiences, and that's where you can charge even more. So this goes into boosting and whitelisting fees. Typically I charge anywhere from 25 to 30% of the base rate for a 30-day period. So whatever you're charging, whether it's $250 or $300 for one reel, you would take 30% of that number and you can add that on to your invoice to the brand. If they wanted 60 days, then you would just double that number again. If they wanted 90 days, you would triple that number. If you have been a part of my channel, you'll know that I've been doing UGC for a couple of years and also just been in like the influencer space, but with the pregnancy, I've taken a little bit of a step back. I had a really rough first trimester where I did take some time off. So just having this income from the Instagram account has been really helpful. I also do some part-time social media management on the side, and anytime I can get a good collaboration in with the brand, one that also really like aligns with me, I love it. I was doing UGC full-time for a solid 2 years almost, and I was a consistent 4-figure a month UGC creator. I think you can make good money with UGC, and you can definitely do it full-time like I did. I literally quit my 9-to-5 job and just started doing UGC full-time in late 2023. But I honestly don't think I want to get back into it full-time, but the influencer collabs are honestly always fun, and I've always loved how Instagram is more community-based, whereas UGC is just like project after project, you creating content gig after gig. Hopefully it will grow a bit more where I can adjust some of my rates. Once again, it's not really a black and white flat rate across the board. You're always going to charge a different number for many different reasons. Can you do it from your home? Do you have all the materials to complete the collab at home? Do you have to drive somewhere? Are you creating the script? How long is the video? What kind of brand are they? These are all questions you should be asking the brand before you give out your rate or accept any rate. I accepted gifted collaborations for a very long time until I realized that my account can actually charge decent money, and I can make a couple $1,000s off of this Instagram account per month, and I don't even have 5,000 followers. So I think I still fall into the micro influencer category. I think you're there until you get over 10,000. That may take a long time, or it may never happen at all. But for now, these are rates that I am comfortable with. Having a personal brand online can certainly pay off. A really awesome tip that I love is going into ChatGPT or any other like AI chat that you use and give the AI screenshots of your analytics, and you can basically ask it what you should be charging based on engagement rate and like what your posts typically get in views, likes, and comments. It'll give you some kind of an idea. It's certainly helped me, but I've also just come up with these rates just over time based on what I've done in the past. I hope this video shed some light on what you could potentially be charging brands for your Instagram account. Obviously, our accounts may look very different. I don't get a crazy number of views per video. Most of my videos, honestly, like 90% of them don't even get over 5,000 views. I'm talking like micro accounts can actually make a couple hundred or a couple $1,000s per month off of brand deals. Positioning yourself and looking professional online and maybe curated to one or a few different niches is also very important, because brands want to align their brand with your content, and the better they can do that, the more that you can charge them, just because you're a creator that is so aligned with them. Before I keep ranting, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'm gonna be continuing my Instagram collab journey. If you guys want to follow along, I'll leave my Instagram handle down below, and you can also follow me on there. But if you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to support my channel. It helps support me in just a small way to keep pushing out videos. I definitely appreciate any support you can give, and I hope to see you in the next one.